not like I don't know how. It's not like I've never done it before. It's something you have to pay attention to.
Oh, shut up.
What?
I just felt like saying that. Are we streaming to YouTube?
Yes, we are.
Tweet!
Oh, you tweeted? That's
Hell
awesome.
yeah, I tweeted.
All right,
Because I'm a good friend.
I'm much more proud of that pour than the past few
That's
pours.
better.
That's a good. That's got a decent head on there.
I can cheers you with
All
confidence
right,
now.
cheers. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Awesome Hardware. This is the live show that Kyle and I do every Tuesday evening at 5:30 p.m. Pacific time. We split it in half. The first half goes on to Kyle's channel, which is called Bitwit. So if you didn't watch that, the link to that is in the description, and you'll see us in a slightly more sober state of mind talking about technology and other things. We had a good time. It was fun on Kyle's half of the show.
If you want to watch the show where we sober up,
Yeah.
watch it out of
Watch
order.
it backwards, and then you watch us get slightly more sober the whole time. Quick beer check. We drank this Delirium Tremens already, which is just a really good beer. It's also it's 8.5%, so that should explain a few things. I'm switching over to Double Nut Brown, which is actually from Mammoth, the Mammoth Brewing Company, which is up there in Northern California, near Mammoth Lakes. This is This is a 2014 gold medal winner of the Great American Beer Festival.
As Sel pointed out, it's only probably because you gave perfect head here while you get the double nut.
Oh, they kind of go hand in hand, don't they?
Definitely in the hand.
I don't know. I got nothing more to say about that. Anyway, so yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the show thus far, and we have lots of stuff to talk about in my half of the show. Some Kaby Lake stuff, some other stuff, some new monitors and that kind of thing. But first, if you guys want to help support us, check out our stores. Kyle's store is bitwit.tech /store. Here it is. There's the store. It's right here. Okay. He's got shirts. They're all available. The BIOS Flasher shirt, CPU Cooler shirt.
Woo!
Stay Positive shirt. Now I'm burping.
Burp, burp, burp.
My store is store.paulshardware.net or just paulshardware.net as well. Works right now. I have thumbscrew shirts, zip-up hoodies, a variety of shirts with variety of designs on them, as well as polo shirts and some mugs and pint glasses. And feel free to purchase any of those items. If you purchase while we're live on the show, we will shout Johnson at you later on in the show for reasons
We will shout it violently at you.
Reasons that are long forgotten. Anyway, let's move into the first segment, which in the second half typically is a continuation of technology news.
Woo!
Technology news. You know what else I should do? Close your half of the show and open this half of the show. Nick Kilgore, thank you for your quick donation, and we are not planning to call the show Bitware. That's not currently in the cards. Also, Chris, thank you for your donation. Guys, we're trying to not read every single donation that comes through just because we don't want to get too distracted. So, but hey, we appreciate them anyway. But when are you doing the Better Mini ITX build part 2? I've been waiting 2 weeks. That is something that lots of people have been waiting for, because that is my wife's build, or the continuation of my wife's build. And I've had to wait for a strategic time that I can take her computer apart, because she's using it like every single day. Right now she's playing World of Warcraft Legion, the Legion expansion over there. So, yeah, but very soon, within the next week or two, definitely that build is coming. Finally, Pup Shepherd, thank you for your $1 donation as well. And I'm glad you look up to us, although I don't think it's the best idea.
Probably not.
Probably not. But hey,
find better role models.
But what can you do? All right.
Moral of the story.
So first news story here is going to be the big one. This is some Intel Kaby Lake news. We're reading a Tom's Hardware article. This all dropped today or this morning. And this information was all presented to the news media at IDF this year, which was a few weeks ago. It was presented to me as well. I actually opted not to make a video about this because it was Kaby Lake news, and I don't know. I figured we can talk about it here on the show. Other than that, there's not a whole lot to discuss. Now, here's a die shot. You know, those are kind of fun, right?
Boom!
I mean, not a die shot, but a shot of like an actual wafer.
Shot worth dying for.
With all these little... Look, each one of these little things is a processor.
Oh, that's cute.
They cut them all up and make a bunch of little processors.
It's like a little neighborhood.
Anyway, so 7th generation Kaby Lake is the code name. These are going to be your processors where if you're looking at the desktop side with Skylake, which has 6600K and 6700K, the Kaby Lake's going to be 7600K and 7700K. However, hidden amidst this very long article with lots of details about Kaby Lake and other things is the little bit of information that I'm interested in, which is the desktop side. And the desktop side, unfortunately, my friends, is not going to be arriving until Q1 of 2017.
Boo.
So there's a bunch of Kaby Lake stuff right now. There's stuff about the architecture. There's stuff about a bunch of different SKUs they're making. All of this is going to be mobile parts. The Y SKUs and the U SKUs, which are 4.5 and 15 watts, I think, each. So for anyone who was thinking like I'm gonna wait till Christmassy time or thereabouts and get myself a Kaby Lake processor and make myself a new computer,
not happening.
You're gonna need to wait till Q1 2017.
Maybe Valentine's Day. Your sweet dear darling will get you a beautiful Kaby Lake processor.
Yeah, if you're lucky. But anyway, Daft Biker, thank you for your £5 donation. Search Warspite on PC Part Picker. I'm sure you will find amazing things. Okay. So anyway, just to talk a little bit about this and how things have proceeded, because what Kaby Lake really is Intel's first full legit iteration of what they're calling not TikTok, the successor to TikTok, which is process architecture optimize. So first a new process like a die shrink. They go from what they've done in the past, which is down to 14 nanometer now from what they were before, which was 22 nanometer in 2011, and before that they were at 32 nanometer in 2009. 14 nanometer came in 2014. If they were keeping up with TikTok, then every other year they would have die shrink. And they did that. 32 nanometer 2009, 22 nanometer 2011. 14 nanometer was late. Didn't come in 2013. Waited till 2014. Now we have more 14 nanometer in the third iteration of the 14 nanometer architecture, which originally started with Broadwell Broadwell, which was very minimal release when it comes to the mainstream desktop side. And then we had Skylake. Now we have Kaby Lake. Kaby Lake they're calling 14 nanometer plus. What does the plus mean? I mean, essentially it means that they've refined the process to make it better. But the upshot is, according to Intel, is that it's 12% faster than previous generation process. So 12%.
Shouldn't it be faster even without the plus?
It should, but the plus always make things better. So the plus allows them to drive an increased clock rate of about 300 to 400 megahertz compared to Skylake when it comes to an individual piece or component level, and you're going from like the last generation to the next generation. And the article also states the mainstream PC segment is contracting. So mainstream computers, that is to say all computers. Intel has noted that the majority of PCs right now are 5 years old or older. The enthusiast space, however, which all of us live in, I think, for the most part, is experiencing a healthy growth trend. Last year, unlocked K-series SKUs grew 20% year over year for desktop and notebook PC. So that's good to some extent. The massive PC market shrinking is not good. I mean, when it comes to those of us who like to build our own and everything. But the enthusiast segment showing growth and still being strong, we all have to hope that remains strong enough that Intel and other chip manufacturers like AMD choose to keep making parts that we can disassemble and put together ourselves. Anyway, all that is to say, Kaby Lake is launching. They're going to have over 100 OEM designs geared for the 4.5 watt Y series and the 15 watt U series segments. Of course, these are all designs for mobile products, laptops, and all that kind of thing. I mean, which is kind of cool. I mean, don't get me wrong, having a really nice 2-in-1 or something like that is pretty sweet, and they're making them really small. Here's their sort of example, going from 1st generation to 4th generation to 6th generation to 7th generation core process as far as the power and efficiency gains that they have had.
That means better better battery life for all those mobile devices as well.
Yes.
That's good.
So battery life is
That's
going to
key.
improve. Tri-gates transistors have gotten a facelift. There's a die shot for anyone who likes looking at those. This Tom's Hardware article is linked down in the description, by the way, guys, if you want to look at the whole thing. This is the transistor fin optimization that they've gone to from 22 nanometer to 14 nanometer, and some pictures that they've shown the distance between each gate and how they shrank that down. Excuse me. It's dry in here for some
Size
reason.
substrate.
There's an actual picture.
Kind of looks like the X-rays that my dentist shows me of my teeth.
Yeah, it's like this is your molar coming in right here.
Yep.
As you can see, you haven't been brushing well enough because you've got some plaque that's been coming up here in this darker line.
And they show you the
Yes,
cavity.
we're
Like,
gonna-
can you see the cavity right here? Like, I don't see
So
shit.
we're going to need to do a root canal. That's a cavity.
We're gonna have to remove your entire
Right there,
mouth,
it's clearly.
your jaws.
It's clearly a
toast.
cavity. Anyway, so what has this done? All right, so here's practical information for what this has done, which is speed shift technology, which is what basically operates the switching mechanism between your turbo states, making the processor go faster. They have improved that. So, for instance, here is an older Core i7-6500U with speed shift disabled, and this is just how long it takes to jump from 500 megahertz to 1,000 to 1,500 up to 20. Looks like a little over 3,000 here. Basically, to get it up to its highest turbo state, whereas the newer, a chip with speed shift enabled is going to do that a little bit better, and a 7,000 series, the Kaby Lake, is this highest line here, and you can see it just ramps up to its fastest speed state much more quickly. So when you're talking about responsiveness and that kind of thing, that is going to be a help. So that's kind of cool. Also, beyond speed shifts, we have some more stuff. Higher clocks, power faster, speed shifts. That's what I was just saying. Media performance. No, media engine. Sorry, I skipped one. Sorry.
Deary rating.
Been drinking.
Alcohol. Let me take a sip.
Media performance. All right, so they're integrated. So just like the current generation of Intel processors has media engine integrated, an H.264 hardware encoder, they're expanding on that and making a better one basically for Kaby Lake. So 4K video consumption.
H.265?
Yeah, H.265, which is HEVC, but also VM9 or VP9. I'm sorry.
What's the VP9 again?
VP9 is what's currently used by a ton of YouTube videos. YouTube has streamed over 25 billion hours of HD video with VP9. VP9, wait, I put a note on it here. It streams without buffering. It has become currently one of the most prevalent codecs for streaming video.
Right.
HEVC has some benefits. It's gaining ground, and it does support, I believe, a higher range of resolutions and color depths, as well as HDR.
Yeah, it's what's supported on Pascal and stuff.
Yeah. So, Pascal also has an HEVC encoder, but so does Intel. So that's pretty cool.
Shots fired.
Yeah.
Play more.
So 6th Gen Core up to 1080p video streaming, 7th Gen Core up to 4K UHD video streaming, all-day 4K battery life. They're basically saying that since it's got this hardware engine built in, that you don't have to worry about the CPU doing a shit ton of work to decode like a 4K video, for example. So if you're watching 4K video on a Kaby Lake powered laptop or something like that, your battery life is insanely better, like 75% better with 4K streaming, up to 9.5 hours compared to 75% less than 9.5 hours,
Kind
I
of
guess.
sounds like what they were touting with QuickSync back in the day, which is with just increased battery life and
Yes.
stuff. That's
It
good.
certainly is a natural evolution of QuickSync.
Yeah.
And something that's pretty exciting. So these should also exist on the desktop versions of the processors when they come out. We have no reason to expect them not to. So I'm kind of excited for those encoding options. And the question I was not able to ask when I was at the actual meeting was what hardware or what software partners they're working on, because I'd love to see, for example, Adobe Premiere take advantage of these hardware encoders in the same way that Final Cut Apple has done with the Intel processors on
and even streaming
the
applications
H.264.
like XSplit
Yes.
and stuff. I feel like I would use that just as much.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it would take a ton of the work off of the main processing, the heavy lifting off of the processor, if you could stream out a 4K stream using the hardware encoder,
and
for
you
example.
can do more multitasking and whatnot.
Yes. So let's quickly run down the SKUs here for the Y series, at least. I'm just going to show you them really quick.
But why?
Although then they don't seem to be appearing. What the hell's wrong with this webpage? Hold on.
First it's Tweaktown, now it's Tom's
I don't know. This is Chrome. Chrome is supposed to work. Hold on, guys.
It's got Crohn's disease.
It's pretty
It
good.
just can't digest all the data.
All right, this. Oh wow, I had to shrink it down. Okay, I shrank it down and it fixed everything.
Actually,
What?
Heather's like one of Heather's best friends has Crohn's disease. She'd probably get mad at me if she knew I made that joke.
Well, did she watch the show?
Hopefully not. I don't think she does.
Okay, well we're fine then.
We're safe.
Savino Lugo, thank you for your $10 donation. He says, "Wish I could donate more." Hey, $10 is more than enough.
Yeah,
so thank you very much,
geez.
sir, and we very much appreciate the support.
And we do wish you could donate more.
Yes. So here's the Y series processors for 7th gen. These says 7th gen, 6th gen, 7th gen, 6th gen. So it's comparing to the older generation. Note, for example, the absence of Core M7 now with this generation. Intel has pretty much dropped that naming scheme. They're not now going
Good.
with i7
Good.
for the highest level.
Stupid.
Even though these are mobile processors, although they are sticking with M5 and Core M3 for the lower versions.
Yeah.
I am not going to be even attempting to memorize. Look. Do you have the i7 7Y75? No, I have the i5 7Y54. Well,
They're just
that's
trying to
way
sound
better than the
futuristic.
M3 7Y30.
Oh hell no.
God damn, that's
Oh,
no one's
hell
going to know
no.
any of these. Anyway, these are all 2-core, 4-thread parts, though. All 4.5 watts, so that's really low power draw. Base frequency all in the 1 gigahertz range, and they ramp up to as much as 3.6 gigahertz on a single core with that highest end Core i7.
Yeah.
And then down to 3.1, 3.2, or I'm sorry, 3.2 and 2.6 for the i5 and the M3. They also all have HD Graphics 615 integrated, and these are the graphics frequencies and all that stuff. U series is 15 watt TDP, and so these are going to be a little bit more powerful. Again, the names are a little bit more confusing, but slightly better here. So i7 7500U, i5 7200U, and i3 7100U. Again, these are all BGA parts, so these are all going to be integrated onto
Mobile.
completed devices like mobile laptops, and 2-in-1s, that kind of thing. But again, here, pretty decent boost speeds, max frequency up to 3.5 gigahertz on that i7 part. And HD Graphics 620 on this, so you get a little bit more performance on the graphics side as well. And Intel did show some pretty interesting graphics performance, at least with a game like Overwatch, which is a little bit less demanding on the graphics side. They're playing Overwatch on a laptop with an integrated graphics at 1080, getting perfectly acceptable frame rates, playing at high settings.
With the HD 60...
I believe that was with the 620.
620?
Yeah. They showed a couple different demos, but
Do they let you check the quality settings?
they were playing Overwatch. They were playing at high or at medium. I think it was medium on the on the U series.
Alright. Did they show the frame rate?
I'm sorry, it was a medium on the Y series.
Did they show the frame rate of Overwatch?
They didn't have frame rate up, but it was not stuttering. I mean, it was playable. It was clearly
At least 30.
at least
and
above 30. I believe it was above 30
Okay.
on the Y series.
That's not bad at
and
medium.
above 60 on the U series.
That's not bad at medium.
So yeah, I mean, some definite potential there for
Casual gamers and
actually gaming on the integrated GPUs for some thin and light products. So anyway, Kaby Lake, it's fairly exciting if you're interested, particularly in a mobile device, at least in Q4. For those of us who are looking for desktop parts, again, not till Q1.
Yep. By the way, thank you very much, Savino, for the donation.
Thank you, Savino.
Appreciate that, as well as Pup for another $3. I think when NVIDIA releases their 12 series cards, 4K will be mainstream with enthusiasts looking at 5 to 8K monitors. What are your thoughts or opinions on this? 12 series cards?
I think that's a little bit too far in the future to...
We're still focused on 4K.
Yeah.
I think.
I mean, we haven't even bumped up to 5K.
Titan X is the first mainstream, announced, proclaimed 4K card. I think it's going to take a lot longer than the 12 series cards to go past 4K. I think we're still focused on 4K.
Yes, indeed. All right, so, but speaking of Kaby Lake, I can't talk all this stuff about Kaby Lake and be like, I'm sorry, guys, it's not coming out till next year. But hey, we do have some information. 7th generation Kaby Lake i7 7700K CPU leaked. Benchmarks.
No.
They also have an i7 7500U and an M7 whatever.
Is this article from Anthony?
Who cares about that?
Anthony
no, this was supposed to be from Anthony. I originally had an Anthony
right.
Tweaktown article linked here, and it didn't load, so I switched to WCCF text. But here is the actual benchmark results. This is a SiSoft Sandra 2015 benchmark test. And basically, somebody was running this test, and you know, when you have the privilege of working with pre-release hardware, assuming this is legit, of course, you need to unplug from the internet when you're running benchmarks.
But they did not.
Because many benchmarks, like SiSoft Sandra, as well as like 3D Mark, as soon as the benchmark finished, reports that shit to the internet database and throws it up there. So basically, these are people who were having fun with their 7700K, did not unplug their internet, and had their benchmark results. Yeah. The user is anonymous, so they were at least smart enough not to log in or anything like that.
So how do we know who they are?
Well, it's an ASRock Z270 Extreme motherboard.
Maybe it was an ASRock employee.
Perhaps somebody associated with ASRock.
It's fatality.
Who knows?
But anyway. It was definitely fatality.
It could be
calling you out, fatality.
It's totally Jonathan Fatality.
Why are you leaking benchmarks, bro? Come at me, bro. 1v1. Any FPS you want.
It's a dog choking behind us. All right. So anyway, this is the i7 7700K CPU at 4.2 gigahertz. It's a 4-core, 8-thread chip. 4 by 256K L2 cache and an 8 meg L3 cache.
Okay.
Default clock speed is 4.2. Turbo boost is 4.5.
Nice. And
according to these two benchmarks, it is just under 10% faster than the Skylake variant. The i7 7700K scores 151.94 FOPs. FOPS. So close to being FAPS. I really don't know. I don't do SiSoft Sandra. That's JOPS. That's JOPS.
I'm waiting for a tech acronym one day just to be FAPS. Like, so how many FAPS per second?
It's GOPS though. It's not FOPS.
I know, but one day there's going to be FAPS, and people are. It's going to be amazing.
How many FAPS did that new processor get? Yes.
Space and time.
It's very, very impressive. Anyway, it scored 151.94 GOPS in the processor arithmetic performance, while the older i7 6700K would score about 140.88. So a little over 10 points lower. It scored 379.8 megapixels per second in the processor multimedia score, whereas an i7 6700K would score about 353. So again, in both situations, we're looking at about 10 to 12% or a little bit less than 10% of a performance increase compared to Skylake, which again is like, okay, thank you, Intel. That is what you've been doing for quite some time.
Yeah.
So I guess it's pretty much what we should expect.
Dude, my 2600K in the wifey build still kicks ass.
Yes, it does. So. I was talking to Luke when we were in London, and he was like, I'm still gaming on a 2600K system.
Yeah.
I was like, all right.
Yep.
Cool. I was kind of surprised, but, you know, 2600K is still a badass.
Luke is a man of simple pleasures.
He is, once he gets it working. All right, here's another thing. This is from 30IR, who is an overclocker, I believe also a tweaker, it would appear. This is on his YouTube channel, 30IR, so guys, check that out if you want to. But basically, this is a GTX TITAN X PASCAL version 4-way SLI demonstration playing GTA 5 at 8K. Not 4K, not 5K, but 8K. So, guys, again, this video is linked down in the description. Like, for instance, right now, I am playing it at 4K, and we're streaming at 1080, and it's in a little window. So you're not gonna appreciate this as much as actually going and watching the full video. Even watching it back on a 4K monitor, we were like, all right, it feels like it's better. It definitely looks better, and it's even being choppy because we're using a lot of internet bandwidth right now. But actually, I should turn this down from 4K because this is not doing anyone.
We can't stream this.
It's completely useless being at 4K right now.
1080 is probably for the best.
Anyway, so basically this is showing 4K scaling with 4 Titan X Pascal versions, and it's actually pretty decent. Which, who knows? I don't know if 30IR did any like specific driver tweaks or anything like that, or if GTA 5 is just a well-optimized game. But the GPU usage on this was often well into the 90s, often close to 100%.
Do we know what quality settings they used? Like MSIA?
I think everything's pretty much maxed as far as quality settings go. And then he has several mods as well, including the Natural Vision ENB mod, a ton of car mods, as well as texture mods going in there as well.
Okay.
So yeah, again, that's scaling with all the GPUs, because the whole time he has the GPUs usage up here in the top left. Mainly stays in the 90% range, dips a little bit from time to time to the 60s and 70%. But again, talking about a configuration that NVIDIA isn't even saying that they're supporting, like, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
And granted, 8K is really way out there for most people, but it's pretty
It's
pretty
where
cool
we're
to
headed.
see.
It's
Yeah.
still where we're headed. And I'd be really interested to see how much VRAM this is actually pulling, because based on the OSD, it's pulling 4 terabytes.
Yeah, I don't think that's right.
4 terabytes of video RAM, which obviously does not compute.
4,137,000 megabytes.
You're only getting
It's a little high.
a fraction of that with the Titan X's.
Perhaps a bit more than.
So that's obviously incorrect.
I don't know if the Titan X has quite that much VRAM.
Yeah, I think the most VRAM I've ever pulled was like 7 gigs. I think it was 4K, and it was probably in GTA 5 actually, with probably 8x MSIA, and it was like 7 gigs. So I would imagine with 8K, I mean, somewhere between 7 gigs and 4 terabytes is
Something
probably
like that.
where it would land. But
Yeah.
that's a pretty cool demo. That's a pretty cool demo.
It is cool. Everyone go check out the video. He was basically, if you're looking at frame rate, he was mainly staying around 50 to 60 FPS, sometimes getting as low as 40, sometimes getting as high as 70 or so. Okay, one final story here for the tech news before we move on. And I actually have a couple announcements I need to not forget. Anyway, PCI Express 4.0. We talked about this last week. Just wanted to throw out a correction. There were lots of news agencies. I don't know if we count as one of those or not. We were just parroting what other people were saying. But who reported that the PCI Express 4.0 standards would allow a delivery of as much as 300 watts, if not more, power via the PCI Express bus. That is not true. The representative from PCI SIG who said that was referring to the overall power that you could feed to a PCI Express device, which is including the 75 watts from the bus, which is not going to change, as well as the
PCIe
75 to 150 available via a 6 or 8 pin PCI Express power supplemental cable.
Mm-hmm.
So,
750
2 8 pins gives an additional 300 watts, and
yeah,
crank up from there depending on how many of those connectors you have.
right.
So anyway, wanted to clarify that. I tweeted about that earlier this week as well, but I wanted to point that out. Okay, we keep forgetting to say this, and I really hope he's still watching, but this week we had some time to spend some time with John, who won the Fractal Day of Refinement giveaway.
Yeah.
And it was lots of fun. We went for a boat ride down in the Balboa Pier area down here in Southern California.
Yeah.
We had a great time. And John also brought us some beer from
He did.
from Norwegia.
Norway.
From Norway.
Norwegia.
Norwegian beer from Norwegia. No, that's what I. No.
Just make us all
He
look
brought
like
us beer from Norway,
great
and
Americans.
the intent was for us to drink it on the show, but it's all at Kyle's house. So
It's all my fault.
That's
I
why we're
forgot to
not-
bring it here, so we will be drinking all the beer that
Yes.
that John graciously brought us next week.
we will drink that next
when
week.
Paul's at my house, where the beer will not be moved from, and yeah.
Yeah.
But it was awesome meeting you, John. If
Yes.
you are happening to be watching us, and thank you very much for the beer. I cannot wait to check out what it's like to drink in Norway.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, should be fun. I don't think I've ever had a Norwegian beer in my life, so this is going to be a new
I bet you have. You just
earth-shattering
you just didn't
experience.
realize it.
I don't think I've had a Norwegian beer. I don't know.
Okay. Well, we will soon.
We shall.
Okay, let's move on to
SSD.
hot and heavy hardware. Yay! It's kind of like tech news, but we talk about PC hardware.
It's totally different.
Because none of the tech news we talked about just now was about PC hardware.
No.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Starting off, this is all stuff that you might actually be able to buy now or sometime soon, though. So Intel has announced their 600p series of M.2 SSDs. These are M.2 NVMe SSDs, actually pretty damn fast and reasonably priced. The downside to these SSDs is, if you can see the picture right here, they're using a pretty bog standard green PCB. Right?
Yep.
Green PCB. But if you can get over that, or if you have like a motherboard that has a PCB that has like a cover for your M.2 drive, or like a mini ITX board where the M.2 drive's hidden back behind the back,
Yep.
or if you just want to get some black construction paper or something and wrap it around the M.2 drive so it doesn't show out, or maybe you just don't care about how an M.2 drive looks. I guess.
I'm sorry.
Is that right?
What the?
All right, if that's right, why dream when you can meme? Apparently, just donated us $400,
What?
which is far and away the most,
What?
the largest donation we've ever received. Doesn't seem right. I would say thank you very much.
Holy shit.
Why dream when you can meme? And holy damn,
Well,
that's substantial.
I would love to be your best friend.
Hey, thank you for
We would have good times.
watching my half of the show.
Fucker.
God damn it.
That's all right.
No, that's cool.
Your
That's
channel,
cool.
clearly.
Kyle and I,
lifted.
we always share everything.
Wait, totally.
Yep.
Give me your damn
Most
beer.
everything.
Give me this fucking beer.
You just pound the rest of my beer right now. But holy crap, man! Thank you for that. Thank you.
That's nice.
Incredibly muchly for that. That's incredibly nice. All right, I've lost my train of thought. But anyway, these
He
SSDs.
did say you guys deserve it.
He does. He did say that. Totally.
Just
Totally
saying.
deserve it.
Just saying.
We should build a $400 PC. That's a good idea, Gear Spider.
Ooh. I like that.
All right. The 600p series SSD ranges all the way up to the 1 terabyte range, 1024, and suggested price for that 1 terabyte drive is $359 though. Look at this though, 256 gigs, which I will often recommend to people at around the $60 or $70 price range, for $104. But this is a significantly faster 256 gig drive than what you could possibly get on the SATA side. So we're finally seeing some M.2 drives that come down that you could be like, hey, even though you're not spending a lot of money on this system, you're like, I just need the fastest storage possible. Throw that in there. $104 for a 256 gig drive that can do 1570 sequential reads, megabytes per second. That's two, if not three times as fast as a single SATA drive could do.
Yeah.
Granted, writes are not quite as good, 540, but still very, very nice. Random IOPS of 71K and 112K when it comes to reads and writes.
It's very
$104
nice.
That's compelling. That's good to my mind. So very nice. Again, 600p series from Intel. Intel really seems to be hitting it hard when it comes to SSDs. All right.
Hit hard.
I have some monitors here to share with you guys. These are from LG. We talked about some Samsung monitors on Kyle's side, and those are pretty impressive. These are pretty impressive too, though. This is the LG newsroom posts about both of them. There is the largest 21:9 ultrawide monitor, as well as the first 144 hertz 21:9 ultrawide monitor. I'm not sure if that's 100% true, unless they're referring to both the aspect ratio and the resolution, because I feel like there might be some 2560 by 1080 ultrawides that are 144 hertz, but I could be wrong here. Anyway, look at that wall of text. Let's give you guys some actual information. Right. Let's start with the 34UC79G.
Loving the marketing.
34UC79G.
Marketing.
And this one actually has a product page listing, although it's on the German website. I have done the Google Translate for this. Here it is. Oh, there's pictures here. That's nice. This is a 144 hertz IPS 21:9 3440 by 1440 monitor, at least most likely. There doesn't seem to be the actual resolution listed very much.
Is it G-Sync?
It's not G-Sync, it's Freesync.
It's Freesync.
AMD
okay.
Freesync technology.
Gotcha.
If you go to technical specifications, it seems to say native resolution 3440 by 1440. Before I did the Google Translate, it was, what did it say? Native Aflosum. Aflosum.
Which seems much more accurate.
Anyway, so yeah, I'm pretty sure this is 3440 by 1440.
Yeah.
In any case, though, go back.
If it's 144 hertz Freesync, it probably is.
Features. What is this? This is silly.
Freesync. I want more
I
G-Sync
want more
monitors,
pictures.
damn it.
Where did all the pictures go?
It's because it costs more for vendors.
All right,
and
here's the
shit. I hate
pictures.
it.
That's better. Okay. Anyway, it has advanced 1 millisecond motion blur reduction. I don't know what that means.
Motion blur reduction.
It has black stabilizer.
Stabilizes all the blacks.
Supposed to give extra clear contrast.
SJW term.
As well as dynamic action sync.
Contrast thing?
That's
it's a contrast thing.
That's to
probably.
reduce input lag.
Oh.
These are all silly names.
Well, fuck
Dynamic
me.
action sync.
All these fancy patented phrases that are made to sound awesome.
It also has a crosshair option, which is cheating.
That is fucking cheating. That's bullshit.
It does an overlay
I hate that
to give
shit.
you crosshair in the center of the screen, so that you can cheat in games that don't want to give you the crosshair.
360 no scope.
Look at this little thing right here, though. This
It
is
looks
kind
so
of
much
fun.
like a Predator. It looks like they ripped off Predator so hard here, though. Acer Predator.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, I mean, it's black and red. That must be for gaming.
Ermagerd. Ermagerd.
Look at this little hook. This little hook here, though. That's for a mouse line hook to prevent drag resistance caused by the mouse's cable.
I've never had an issue with that.
You don't like that?
I've never had an issue with mouse drag of my cable.
Okay. Some people do.
Regardless of rubber or braided cable.
As you can see on the back here, it's got a USB 3.0 hub, DisplayPort input, HDMI inputs, as well as some integrated speakers that we don't care about, and FreeSync. It's got FreeSync, which is pretty cool. It's got a bit of curve there. It doesn't look like an insane curve like the Samsung one we saw in Cal's.
All these really nice FreeSync monitors really make me wish or want higher end AMD video cards.
Yes, I want a Vega card to pair with this damn monitor. Because 34-inch 3440 by 1440, an RX 480 could handle. RX 480 and Crossfire would probably be pretty okay at, as long as the game supported it. But yeah, I want
more. I want higher frames though.
I want a substantial single GPU graphics card to pair with something like this.
I want two like Fury X's, but like next generation version of that.
All right, so
HBM memory and shit.
So even more so than that one that we just looked at, which is a very high refresh rates gaming monitor at 144 hertz. This is the LG 38UC99.
Orgasm.
I'll pause so everyone could be like, the 38UC99. I've heard of this before.
U3C799.
Yes, it's the
U8UC37799.
The legends of the 38UC99 have come down through the sands. Anyway, here it is, this big wide monitor. This is the largest ultra-wide ever, or
so.
Say
Overwatch there.
Or so LG is saying, because it is 38 inches, which is pretty damn big, and it's 3840 by 1600, which is the 4K version of 21 by 9.
What's the resolution again?
3840 by 1600.
Yeah, it is.
So 3840 by 2160 is 4K.
It has the same horizontal pixels.
This is not as many pixels as 4K, but it is the same horizontal pixels as 4K. 38-inch monitor. OSNAP8186. Sorry we missed your last comment. Say hi to Emily. Hi, Emily.
Who the hell's Emily? Hi, Emily.
Have we noticed differences since YouTube Red?
I love you, Emily.
I like YouTube Red. I've been using YouTube Red. I noticed that it makes it so I can watch videos without watching commercials.
YouTube Red is especially awesome if you're into ASMR. Because when I'm trying to go to sleep, I'll listen to ASMR videos and it'll autoplay to the next one. And if you don't have YouTube Red, it'll play like an ad. And the ad's usually like 30 decibels louder than the ASMR video you were just watching. So you're like in a deep sleep and all of a sudden it's like, buy Coca-Cola! Coca-Cola's awesome! And you're just like, oh my god!
Yes,
so,
I understand. Yeah, that would totally suck.
They should make a YouTube Red ad just like that. It would sell.
Just for ASMR
Just for
videos.
ASMR. It would sell.
Okay.
Fucking hit.
Anyway,
Lit.
yes, thank you for the donation, though.
Lit that
Snap.
shit.
Anyway, rounding out the specs on this monitor, 3840 by 1600, 99% sRGB color space. That's got USB Type-C integrated, and what they're saying, 1 millisecond motion blur reduction streamlines gameplay by minimizing after images that often occur in fast-paced games.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that means.
Super fast.
Sounds
paced.
exciting, though.
Sure it does.
Everyone should buy these monitors.
Sure it does. Sure they should.
All right, let's move on. XFX has announced / launched. I don't know if this is actually launched and available yet, but this is a videocards.com article, and it is a fanless RX 460. Look at that. Look at this big old
460?
Big old heatsink. Yes, the RX 460.
Completely passive?
Completely passively cooled. This guy right here. Got some, looks like nickel-plated copper heat pipes sticking out of there.
Wouldn't that be a great...
Big old aluminum fins.
That'd be a great
Wide spacing
marketing-
because they're... What?
That'd be a great marketing slogan. It's like passive-aggressive.
You're right, Kyle. That would be... You should let them know. Wide spacing
I'll
on the...
tweet at them, bro.
Wide spacing on the fins here because you want minimal air resistance for air to move over the fins to remove the heat when you have a passively cooled card because there's not a lot of air movement going on. But still, looks pretty cool, and I'm sure will be very popular for completely fanless systems or HTPCs.
And no external power, right? It's just through,
Anything like that.
through the slot.
Yeah, power goes through the slot. That's all it's needed.
That's cool.
Pretty cool.
That's cool.
It says we can expect 33C at idle and 62C when the card is in use. Of course, the efficiency of the cooler is going to depend on the chassis and air circulation.
Right.
Will be available for around 999 Chinese yuan.
What the fuck is that? Hold on.
Yeah, well,
Yuan to USD. Come on, 999. That's $150.
okay.
We should go to China.
150 US dollars is
Go to fucking China.
more than what most people were expecting to pay for the 460.
150.
I don't know though. A passively cooled version, that's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, man. That's
Moving
pretty
along, Crucial has announced a 2 terabyte variant of the MX300.
cool. Okay.
The MX300, very popular, high capacity, decent speed, low price SSD.
Yep.
And yeah, 2 terabyte available version now. Unfortunately, not available in the M.2 variety. Only available in the 2.5 inch version. It's going to be $550 MSRP. Which, while
price per gig is not bad.
while inexpensive for a 2 terabyte SSD, is still $550 for your storage in a system. But hey, a 2 terabyte SSD, and we'll probably see that price come down over time.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cool. That is the Crucial MX300 2 terabyte. Let's move
Excellent.
on.
Excellent. Most excellent.
We're done-
Everyone thinks I'm
we're
like
done.
super drunk right now.
Why are you so wasted, Kyle?
I'm not super wasted. I am buzzed, but I'm not like as wasted as I think I am.
You're out of beer?
I like acting more drunk than I.
You gonna have
than I
one more
let
beer?
on. Yeah, I could have one more
Go
beer.
get one more beer.
Would you like a beer?
No, I'm good.
What?
My- This beer was large. See? This beer?
Let me help
It's-
you with that.
Yeah, drink some of it. It's a double nut brown. I haven't even poured the whole thing yet.
You're a big sissy, Paul.
What?
You're a big sissy.
I'm enjoying my beverage. God damn it. So on a lot of Tuesdays, when I go over to Kyle's house, on my way home, I go to a restaurant called Mocha Salsa, which is one of those 24-hour Mexican food places here in Southern California.
The best.
And right now, I'm like, oh man, it's Tuesday, and I really want a Mocha Salsa burrito.
But you can't
Yeah,
have
like the carne asada or whatever.
because you're nowhere near my house.
Yeah, you're right. I'm actually not sure what we're going to be doing for dinner, but now I want to finish the rest of the show so we can do that.
Let's do it.
Hi, Hero. Hero saying hello.
All
right.
He's my hero.
Let's move on to the next segment.
You can be my hero, baby.
Tales from Space. Yeah.
.com. No.
We're
Not
not doing
.com.
we're not doing sword fight this week.
Okay.
Look, though, I updated Tales from Space lower thirds. Isn't that fun?
Where? What is that?
It's
that space?
Earth.
Earth from space?
Yeah, I tried to find a picture of space, but all the pictures of space are like a black background with stars and stuff like that.
We should just Photoshop the picture of Austin Evans in space. Like, all of our lower thirds should be just Austin.
I kind of want to do that, but
Sounds amazing.
This was done very quickly right before the show started. Okay, so first off, a lot of you guys might have heard in the past day or two about this crazy mystery signal coming from this planet. It's like, and it's aliens trying to communicate with us, right? A SETI mystery signal could long puzzle astronomers. This actually goes back to May 2015 when a team of researchers using a Russian radio telescope spotted a strong radio signal coming from the vicinity of a sun-like star known as HD 164595.
Clever.
Reminds me of those LG product names.
Yep.
Which is 94 light years from Earth. And just in the past few days, for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why, just in the past few days, since this was originally sort of detected in May 2015, suddenly this is going all crazy. They're comparing it to the WOW signal from 1977, which was a signal about 30 times more powerful than the average radiation that comes from deep space. And somebody wrote WOW on this. So a bunch of people are like, oh yeah, aliens. There's aliens out there, and they're trying to communicate with us now from this star. And basically, it's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of bullshit.
That's creepy.
I don't know why I'm showing that guy. Anyway.
What are you doing?
Here is an actual... Wait, what happened to the story? Hold on. I had a link that was supposed to be opened that I don't think I opened. Yeah, I skipped it. Hold on, here it is. What?
Hold on. Sorry.
I'm
guys.
trying to tell people to wait
One
just
moment.
a
Hold
brief second. Alright. Anyway, this actually came to me through Facebook. This is the SETI@home.berkeley.edu website. And this is Eric Corpella basically writing this message.
Love that guy.
To a lot of people who saw reports of the SETI signal detected near the star. He's one of the many who received the email with this subject. Basically discusses how the media has sort of gotten a hold of this and been, broadcasting it to people because it's the media, and you want to frame something as in like, everyone look, there's aliens trying to communicate to us. He says because the receivers used were making broadband measurements, there's really nothing about this signal that would distinguish it from a natural radio transient, stellar flare, active galactic nucleus, microlensing of a background source, etc. There's also nothing that could distinguish it from a satellite passing through the telescope field of view. All in all, it's relatively interesting from a SETI standpoint. So,
but see, that would never attract any views.
You're right. That would not sell stuff at all.
You can't clickbait that.
I mean, look
You'd
at all
like fucking aliens, motherfucker.
Look at all the Illuminatis in chat right now.
I know. I mean, that's what sells. You get the little Illuminati sign on there.
Yep.
You drop the alien tags. You're good. Fucking million views by tomorrow.
Indeed. So anyway, anyone who's been hearing about this star 94 light years from Earth and how it's aliens.
I like the Illuminati and Doritos.
Oh yeah,
combo.
The Doritos are both triangular.
Which one do you trust? That's Illuminati right there.
I go for the Doritos right now. That's because I'm hungry.
Because you're part of the Illuminati.
Okay, how about this galaxy cluster though? What?
How about this galaxy cluster? How about it?
Everyone check it out. Why can't I shrink this down? Hold on.
Over 11 billion light years away.
Yes.
I can't even fathom how far that is.
This is the furthest away galaxy cluster that has ever been discovered.
I believe it. 11 billion light years away sounds kind of far. Not even...
There it is, right there. Isn't this weird?
Is this a real picture?
Yes, this random purple blob is the light from the furthest thing that's ever been discovered by man. And it looks kind of like...
It looks like a regular picture of any
like
space
a
area.
blob. It's like a blob from space.
It looks like I could have done that in 5th grade.
You could have painted this?
Yeah.
No, this was
cast
across the infinite reaches of space by the hand of God.
The purple thing is the galaxy cluster?
I believe so.
So
right
that
there.
means it's a cluster of galaxies. Is
Yeah.
that physically what it means?
Each
It's
of
a
these
bunch-
little dots here.
Go back. All those dots are
Each little
galaxies.
dot here is a freaking galaxy.
That's
the
how
size
far
of
away
our
it is.
entire galaxy.
That says a lot. That
Yeah.
they're like you can see them all like within a 16:9 frame.
Yeah.
They're pretty far away. Yeah.
They're
I guess
really
11
far
billion.
away.
That's amazing that we have technology that can see 11 billion light years away. That kind of blows my mind, actually.
So, yeah, it should. Using Chandra as well as several other telescopes, astronomers have found the most distant galaxy cluster to date.
Far out.
It is called CLJ1001 plus 0220. Sexy.
Another LG monitor.
It lies about 11.1 billion light years from Earth. Galaxy clusters are the largest structures in the universe held together by gravity, and Chandra and other telescopes may have captured this cluster at an important stage never seen before.
All
So
right.
there it is, guys. The furthest away
Wow.
thing that you have ever seen is this purple blob.
Good lord.
Let us all now reflect on our mortality as
I think I saw Matthew
Small-
McConaughey somewhere in there.
small, insignificant.
Saw Matthew McConaughey was just
Matthew
dicking
McConaughey's in there, and it's like, I'm
around. trying to get back to my daughter.
Wait, what's his daughter's name?
I don't
forget
remember
his
the
daughter's
daughter's
name.
name,
Okay.
but I
Well,
could have
fine.
swore I saw him.
Anyway, you guys want some stats? Here's some stats.
Fuck that.
This galaxy was released on August 30th, 2016. No,
The constellation
this
is
information-
Sextans. That's funny.
it's the constellation Sextans.
It says sex.
It does say sex. And all this other information, most of which I don't know the meaning of. But hey, it's Tales from Space.
.com.
.com. No, I took the .com off.
I just
Although
like,
actually several of
I
the
like making
articles
that amendment.
today are from space.com.
Yeah,
so
that's
all
what
right,
I said.
one more here. SpaceX we've covered quite a few different times. They have their Falcon 9 rocket. They have successfully now landed that Falcon 9 rocket not only on the land but also on the ocean. And now
Sounded like you said that fucking rocket.
Falcon 9 rocket,
That motherfucking
it's just Falcon,
Falcon
everywhere.
rocket.
It's Falcon in the it's
Falcon
flying
crazy.
over the fucking space. It's fucking amazing.
Mother Falcon.
Anyway, but yeah, SpaceX is going to launch the SES-10 satellites on a previously flown Falcon 9 this year.
Falcon
So,
9.
not just bringing it back and landing it, but also relaunching it and coming full circle in their massive quest to reduce the cost of shooting shit into space, which is actually a pretty important quest. Whether it comes to just getting more stuff up there, satellite observational type things, or improving our chances of actually getting to Mars, which is also some pretty exciting stuff coming up in the next
Yeah.
5 to 10 years.
Fucking 9.
I'm actually pretty excited to be around during the push to Mars.
Hopefully we'll terraform it in our lifetime and we'll actually get to
We're
experience
not
it.
terraforming Mars in our lifetime,
You don't think so?
unless we get there and there's some crazy underground frozen thing like Arnold found in Total Recall, like that the aliens built and that you can activate and that will suddenly create breathable air within like the next 10 minutes, which is
It could
it's a
happen. It's very
little hard
which
to-
is very possible.
totally possible though.
It is very
No,
likely.
unless that exists on Mars, we're not terraforming Mars in our lifetime. But we could create a permanent colony on Mars
we could
in our
visit
lifetime.
it. We could visit Mars.
We could visit there, which I think would be pretty exciting.
I bet Disneyland's probably going to be the first
Yes.
thing to hit.
Giraffe 2012, thank you for the reminder about the sponsor spot. I, however, do not need to do a sponsor spot on my part because we've actually gone through all of the sponsor spots for my part.
We could just
Kyle-
do mine right now.
Kyle is
It would
behind.
take a minute. It would take 60 seconds to do.
Does that-
Just saying.
Would that even count?
Why not? Why wouldn't it count?
I don't know.
It's still a spot. A spot is a spot.
All right.
Let's do it. Let's talk about our sponsor.
All right.
Today's sponsor is Gigabyte, and they have graciously sponsored their Z170X Designaire motherboard. This is a full ATX board.
We've never shown. This is our first time showing it on the show.
I don't even know what this board looks like. It is a mystery to me. But it does come in this very fancy box.
It does.
And I guess this box kind of does say something about this board, doesn't it, Paul? Because you kind of have this
like that it uses the Intel Z170 chipset.
No,
which logos are prominently displayed there in the bottom right corner.
That's all very true, but I was kind of more talking about this car and how it's kind of like in this kind of AutoCAD type of design.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of the message for this board.
Triangle. It uses triangles.
They're trying to go for like a designer aspect.
Polygons.
So a lot of us are gamers. However, a lot of us are also content creators. A lot of us do 3D modeling, 3D rendering, and design, things like that. And this is one of the main bullet points that Gigabyte was talking to us about at Computex, if you remember, Paul. I know you were high off of cocaine at the time, but I don't expect you to remember much. However, I was completely coherent the entire time. So, I do remember that they were saying these boards are targeted at a specific class of gamer who is also looking into content creation, and they have a lot to offer here as well. They have steel-enforced PCI Express slots as well as the DIMM slots there. They have M.2, of course, PCIe, Gen 3, by 4, NVMe, all that sort of thing. I do like how color neutral this board is as well. It's very black.
Yep.
There are some blue accents, however, they're not
a little blue.
They're not too intrusive. If you did want to spray paint over them, for example, if you did want to go for another color scheme, I don't think it'd be too difficult. Just mask off the areas, the blue areas. There's 1, 2, 3 little spots that you would need to cover up, and I think you'd be good to go. Let's take a look at the rear I/O here. We've got 4 USB 3. There are 2 USB 3.1 Type-C connectors. I actually don't see, I mentioned this in the last episode too, that I don't see too many boards with 2 USB 3.1 Type-C connectors. Usually there's only 1 on the rear I/O. But I would say with the increasing number of USB 3.1 Type-C drives that we might see in the future...
It's a C right there.
You should just stick to your classic blood.
Yeah, like we might see that in the future. That's what you said.
You might see that in the future. That's true. That's true. Dual gigabit Ethernet LAN. That's also very nice. Optical toslink out for audio, which is handy if you were to build like an ATX HTPC, for example. You had a sound bar that had some toslink out. You could do that. Audio shield on the amp up audio as well. And a very nice. You get your classic black motherboard PCB, which I was like. I think you're the one who pointed out to me. You're like, you know, Gigabyte, their PCBs are pretty freaking nice. They actually do have some really nice PCBs.
They established pretty early on whatever their standard manufacturing process is for their just flat back black PCB.
Yeah.
And they were some of the earliest to come to have that and have it be consistent and have it not be brown or some other stupid color.
Yes, indeed. So thank you very much, Gigabyte, for sponsoring this episode of Awesome.
Yes, indeed. Matthew Thompson, thank you for your $1 donation. How much of a leap in performance is there between an FX 8320 and the 6700K iStream? Also, what is a good Z170 motherboard that you would recommend? Z170 motherboard.
Shit ton. Holy shit.
Crazy you'd ask about that. We just talked about a Z170 designated motherboard from Gigabyte. But realistically speaking, any decently $150, $200 motherboard from Gigabyte, MSI, Asus, even ASRock, throw in there. EVGA. They're all decent. They all do a good job.
Yeah, depending on the board and its BIOS and stuff.
Yeah. But you will see a significant boost in performance with an 8320 to a 6700K. In parts at times when you're CPU limited. So if you ever see your CPU maxing out, using 100% usage, that's where you will see the biggest boost. Some games that don't use a lot of the CPU, you will not see any performance difference at all, going from an 8320 to a 6700K. But you have you have a big boost when it comes to instructions per clock, and that is very important for games that are more CPU intensive.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry for the general answer, but I've been drinking. All right, that's pretty much wraps up for this episode of Awesome Hardware. If you guys would like to watch us play some video games, we will be doing that later this evening on our independent independent Twitch channels. Oh, mine is Paul's Hardware. Yours is...
No, mine has changed.
Kyle's is new.
So, all of you who have followed me on Twitch in the past know that my Twitch channel and handle has been, for the last so many years, twitch.tv/AwesomeSauceNetwork. That has changed. I am no longer going to be streaming to that channel. Unfortunately, Twitch does not allow me to change my username, so that means I had to create a completely new Twitch channel in order to carry over my new channel name, which is now twitch.tv/ Bitwit Kai. KY. Because some asshole already took Bitwit Kyle before I could get to it. So fuck you, dude who took Bitwit Kyle and is never gonna use it just to spite me.
What an asshole.
It's fucking hilarious.
Have they offered to sell it to you yet?
No, they have not. I'd probably pay for it too.
Okay.
So they're even a worse businessman, if anything.
That's
so
awful.
twitch.tv/bitwitkai is what I will be streaming to tonight. And actually, that name sounds a little bit more. I'm more comfortable with that name than most people probably are because.
Sounds kind of like you're speaking with your Taiwanese your
Bitwit
Thai.
Kai. No, I was gonna say that. My entire family does not call me Kyle. They call me Kai.
Kai. Hey, Kai.
Like my grandparents, my mom even, like they all call me Kai. It's really weird.
That makes sense then.
So I don't know.
Maybe
it
that's
feels right
as it
to
should
me.
be.
So go ahead and check us both out on later tonight for the after party. We will be streaming some Overwatch.
Glorious.
It's gonna be fun, but for now we're going to have dinner and stuff.
Okay.
And we'll be back in an hour or two.
We have some Johnson shout-outs to finish up the show with. I have a Johnson for Aaron. Aaron Johnson, hey, picked up the 11-ounce mug. Good old mug.
Hey.
Making a comeback. The mug. This is the mug right here. Oh wait, we're not.
The mug will have the last laugh.
This is the mug. It's got the Paul's Hardware logo on it. Very high quality printing. Doesn't wash off.
I have one order today from this half of the show from Nathan. So Nathan picked up a CPU cooler shirt.
Hey,
this is Nathan P.
Double Johnson for Nathan P.
Johnson to Nathan.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nathan.
Also got the thumb screw shirt from me in navy blue.
Brother.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
As well as Brian. Brian, a Johnson. Also, another mug. Was it because on your half of the show I was like, people never buy the mugs? Like, people just decided to buy the mugs?
Going against the current.
Hey, that's cool.
Everyone's going against the
I
mainstream.
appreciate that. Thanks to you guys both.
Ayo.
And all for helping support us. Thanks for watching the show.
Oh, yeah.
Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed it. We're going to send you all over to another Twitch streamer now.
Let's see.
If you're watching the show,
streaming.
Let's see if the Febwar is streaming.
Because I always like seeing her face on stream the moment she's realized that she's been hosted.
And we just drop a bunch
of
viewers
oh my
on
god,
her.
there's so many people now.
She's offline.
She's offline. Fuck!
Alright, so we have
Does anyone know of a good, reputable, honest, and loving and caring Twitch streamer that is worthy of being hosted by us?
That we should drop a bomb on right now?
Mods,
drop
this is your time to shine. Mods, if you have anyone that you would like us to host, please let us know in chat. We would be more than happy to support them.
Yes, indeed. We have to wait. Now we have to wait for chat to catch up.
Wait, who's this?
What?
Who's this? Hold on.
Who's this?
Hold on, we have to approve before anything happens. There's an ad here.
Watch the ad first.
Oh.
This is a gaming YouTube.
The ads for condoms, it says a lot about this.
This is us.
Wait, this is us. What the fuck, Cell? Why are you sending us a stream of us?
Cell linked us to us.
Telling us to host us?
Wait, Jay Everett, thank you for your $5 donation.
Good
Do
lord.
either of you use dual LAN ports? If so, how do you configure?
But why did that...
Jay, no, I do not.
No, why did...
LAN ports are typically Gigabit, which is more than fast enough for communication between two systems or between home systems up to the internet. Which is typically all you need. Bad Bunny, twitch.tv Bad Bunny, is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, is Steve streaming?
That took us to us. Is Steve streaming?
Steve's offline.
Steve is live. Oh, he's hosting Spanx. Steve is hosting Spanx.
Everything's going according to plan right now.
Yep. Who's sorry?
No, this person is streaming. No, they're not.
Who? No.
Are they?
Well, when I clicked on this link, this Bad Bunny link, it took me to... You saw it. It took us to a link of us streaming, which was weird.
This doesn't look like a live stream either.
Oh, Spanx is leaving soon, so not Spanx.
Okay. Steve is... Steve is... This is all going terribly right now.
Oh, Spanx is going to be playing with us later, though.
All right,
he's ending his stream, according to Cell. So.
Okay, well, who cares?
Okay.
Random Frank. Frank is
Frank streaming?
Twitch.tv/random Frank. right?
Chilling in Battlefield 1. He's currently... It says
says
live
offline.
and offline at the same time. But it says he has 24 viewers.
Alright, well, everyone go to Brandon Frank P's Twitch right now. That's what we're going to do. Twitch.tv/randomfrankp.
Do it!
He is not actually streaming right now, but he's
Just follow him.
playing Battlefield 1.
He's partnered and we're not. That's sad.
I can't even post... Oh, because I'm not... That's because we've never attempted to be
I know.
sponsored.
We haven't.
Alright, everyone go watch Random Frank P.
Yep.
Thanks all you guys for watching today's video. Thumbs up button. Stuff's down in the description.
Yep.
If someone wants to do timestamps within the next 20 minutes or 2 hours, be much obliged.
Please do timestamps for me and Paul's
please do
channel.
timestamps.
They have come in handy
I
so
always
much.
check it the next morning.
Yep, me too.
Alright. Bye everyone. Have a good night.